Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. uh, this game, that's what the potential who those who are easily disturbed. Well, you have to actually have a brain first in order to, you know, be disturbed. Would you like to review detailed content warnings? No. Is okay. So, I am sorry, but um, it, is the game really that bad? Just a visual novel that I know of, anyway. Bum bum bum. Love that. Let's see. Don't know why you want to exit, but okay. All right. Maybe it worked better if I actually wasn't muted, right? Okay. So, please enter your name. Well, I only have one name. That one. Okay. Hey! Oh god. I see an annoying girl running towards her from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally moves to anyone who might not draw attention to herself. Yeah, that's about right. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You're the kind of friend you ever see yourself making today? It just kind of works out because you know each other for so long. We used to watch school together on days like this. Starting to get around high school, she would always sleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh in the middle of the crosswalk and let her catch up to me. She looks very exhausted. I overslept again. Yeah, we know. But I caught you this time. Mainly because we let you do it. Exactly. It's only because we actually let you catch up to us. That's basically how it goes. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Well, yeah, school's important too, you know, not just girls. I think the reason why he said he was going to wait for you was just to avoid embarrassment for you. Wait, that's actually pretty nice. Never mind, fuck it. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute to the school. By the way, is there another club to join yet? The gaming club, if they have one. Or we're just not interested in one. We're edgy like that. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. Tell me you joined a club this year. Did I? It's possible I did. Or many conversations we were just going along with. Sure, a little too much about me. I'm perfectly content just getting by on average while spending my free time. Exactly. Hello, Jai Killer Sir. What is up? How are you doing? Good to see you. Let's think about how I'm worried you won't learn to socialize or have any skills before college. A club's not going to do that for you that well. Habit's really important to me, you know? I know you're happy now, but I died. I thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. You promise me that you'll try a little? I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! God. What much left? You relent to her because I think you have feelings for her deep down, sir. The school day is ordinary as over as ever. It's over. I kept packing up my things and blinked steadily at the wall. Stare blankly at the wall. I read that wrong. Looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Let me check out some clubs. I know to start with the anime. Yeah, the anime club. Hello, Sayori. She was coming to the class when I was spacing out. Really great, I realized I'm the only one left in the classroom. I didn't get you coming out of the classroom. I saw you just sitting here spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. A serious case of the... What? You guys sick you ate too many cheesesteaks? You're not in Philly. Not that I know of, anyway. You don't need to wait up for me like I'm going to make you late to your own club. I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? You can come to my club. What? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Eh? Meanie. She's vice president of the literature club. Oh no. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm not 100% sure she wanted to do it because she thought it'd be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest in... Shouldn't she be, the president then? See, I never knew of that condition called itis. On its own, anyway. I know sorry. That's gingivitis, not itis. That's it, my interest in literature is going to be even less, because we don't read. We're no damn witch. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well... I kind of told the club yesterday I'd bring in a new member. You set us up, you bitch! And Hatsuki make cupcakes and everything. To make promises that you can't keep. Oh, now you're taunting us with food. I can't tell if she's really that much of in her head, or she's so cunning to have planned all this out. Long sigh. Fine, I'll stop about her cupcake, okay? Let's go. Just one cupcake, though. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Good trade. He intentionally follows Sayori across the school and upstairs. Such out of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sir always has nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? What's wrong with that? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Sky, I don't know you. Welcome to the club. Oh, we're escaping me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? You want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. Oh, so she's the one who made the cupcakes. Girl with the sour attitude, the one whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't actually recognize. A small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. They must be poisoned. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. She says that quietly into my ear and turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, full of energy. This is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Your last name Lowell? Don't say things like that. Oh, she's the tsundere. That pretty much confirms it. Yuri, who's clearly more mature and timid, he's having a hard time keeping up people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. Sounds like you're to know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we really talked. We were in the same class last year. Monica's probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. Sounds like her smile at me so genuinely, he feels a little... You too, Monica. You can finish that sentence? Aw, shame. Come sit down. Ring for you at the table. You can sit down next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I get a little too excited. How about some tea as well? As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened to there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Oh, do I get to pick who I get to sit by then? Oh. Never mind. The game does it for me. Good job, game. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! A dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated with like little cats. Those are going to draw my icing. A little piece of chocolate were fused with fusion to make the ears. So cute! I know ears are good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. You guys went first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious! So we touched with our mouthful and already managed to get icing on her face. Typical. I held the cupcake around my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite, and taking it for poison. Natsuki is quiet. Can't help but notice her seeking glances in my direction. Is she ready for me to take a bite? I knew it! It's poisoned! I finally bite down. Icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. It's probably Walmart made it. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like... Whoa, okay. She's the tsundere. What? Okay. I'm already confused. Which one is the tsundere in this group? Haven't I heard this somewhere before? It's her. That confirms it. It's not like I made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. She already said, well, maybe. Yeah, she's definitely the tsundere. But not for you, dummy. Alright, alright. I give up on our weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Probably best for my health. He returns to the table carrying a tea set. She pushes the teacup in front of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? You're very fancy. Don't worry, teacher gave us permission. After all, this is a hot cup of tea and help you enjoy a good book. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. You're just trying to impress you. Huh? That's not... Insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that... You know... I believe you. Well, tea reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So why did you consider the literature club? Nothing. We were forced. I was afraid of this question. No? Probably not. I'm not joining the clubs yet. You already seem really happy here, so, that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. I'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the religion club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. I feel like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. If I encourage others to get into literature, I am fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. As far as there aren't people in the club yet. It must be hard to start up a new club. You could put it that way. There are people interested in pulling all the effort to start up something brand new. Especially with something that doesn't grab your attention. Like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. It makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident we can all go over this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone agrees. Such good girls. All interested in the same goal. Monica must work really hard just to find these three. I mean, maybe that's why I'm so delighted I have a new member joining. I don't really know if I keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature, though. Because reading books sucks. What kind of books do you like to read? Manga. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? Well, thinking about it after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Write future novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship is beyond amazing to me. Telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious about the way her eyes lit up. She finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements that really immerse me as well. It's amazing how a writer can be so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to throw you for a loop. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. It's called Goosebumps. Is that really horror? Probably not. At this rate, you might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? Oh, I expected that, Yuri. Someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But sort of makes me think. It takes me to another world. I can't really put it down. Serial horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh? Why is that? Well, I just... I think he's already over me first. Why? Never mind. That's right. You like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? Literally just scrapping behind last club meeting. Looks like you're working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud" and give that back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Says it behind Natsuki and passes her head on her shoulders. I am not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! She averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that whole level of writing takes much more confidence. True form of writing is to oneself. What? It's willing to expose your vulnerabilities. I don't think that's how Mr. Patterson writes his books, ma'am. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe share some of your work. Use an example to help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. That look says no. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I want to read everyone's poems. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. So I'll go home and write a poem of our own. Next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. Don't worry, everyone's even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now we have a new member. I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other. Straight to the bottom of our club. Isn't that right, Sky? Maybe. Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? I never said I would join this club. Wow, okay. Sort of may convince me to stop by, but I never made any decision. So the verticals to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. Oh, she's mad. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. That's usually how it works. If writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes! I am so happy. Jobs around me jumping up and down. Hey! You just scared me for a moment. If we just came with the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. How was this scary? I haven't experienced nothing traumatizing yet. To me, it's like a regular visual novel. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Oh yeah, the poems. Bring a poem to the next meeting so we all can share. Uh-oh. I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. I can write haiku. I mean, I stole them all from Ghost of Tsushima. We can do that. Yeah. I think we can. We can, like I said, write a haiku. We're fine. Hey, since they're already here, do you want to walk home together? That wasn't part of the deal. Oh. Okay. Sure, might as well. Yay! That dude was part of the club room. We're gonna make our way home. Oh wait, I want to back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Well, we have spending every day in school in the literature club. Perhaps I have a chance to go closer to one of these girls. Alright. Is this a dating sim? No wonder everybody likes it. This will be, this is interesting. Shit. What do we do here? You know what? Starscape. Oh my god. I am really bad. Kawaii! I just saw Kawaii and had to pick it. Wonderful. I'm just picking random words. I'm going to get killed for this, aren't I? Socks. Good one. I just picked random words. Your poem sucks. Thanks, I get that a lot. Unless you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. That really was strange for me. At least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the club. I was the last one to come in because I regret my writing skills. I picked just random fucking words. Oh, jeez. I can't wait to see how this actually comes out. It's gonna be terrible, isn't it? I'm waiting. Well, it may not be a good commitment, but like he deserves any exactly. So he told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. Stop. This girl, I swear. If you don't take it seriously, you won't see the end of it. Of the game? That's like usually big enough for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Manga is literature. Well, we can just read manga together. That'd work. Don't worry, guys. I'll get his best as long as he's having fun. I don't know. Me picking the random words was not me, you know, doing my best. He has me with cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Because your room is so messy, it's distracting. You almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Scott could be good friends too. Yeah, don't tell her that. Oh, you're gonna buy something today, you know? Wait! Huh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. It sort of makes like a big deal when it's actually not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, wasn't thinking. Oh no. Hey, I'm glad we ain't gotta pick anything about that, because I would have been like, how do I deal with this whole situation? Because I really wouldn't know, to be honest. Any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It made me happy no matter. You don't say that! Oh my god. I already think that the chick is mentally unstable with the way that she acts. So you don't say that to a woman who's mentally unstable. Oh my god. She'd be the one to follow you home and like murder you or some shit. I hope that's not true. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Oh, it's a book. Oh, thank God. I thought I found a book that you might enjoy. The short reads. It could keep your attention if you don't easily read. Is it Goosebumps? That's a good horror book. Series. Don't judge me. Life's too short. We could discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She put the books she thinks I like. It's probably not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. You can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. So I'm gonna read the poems. I want to see the one that I actually, you know, wrote. How it turns out. I really do. I want to see that. Mikey, what's up, sir? How are you? Good to see you here. How you doing, sir? I know that this may be a little bit different from normal, but wanted to give it a shot. Your face already buried in a book. I can't notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging in the closet. She's looking for manga. Man, no one was supposed to be bothered today. I slipped down to the nearest desk. I'm supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this. I guess I was just some of the book that Yuri gave me. I'm feeling a little bit too tired to read. Yeah, reading books does that to you. When are we gonna read the poems? I want to read the poems. But we can't give up. Oh, it's a festival? Oh, please put it during the festival, please. So, apparently you get to make your own poems and shit. I just chose random words like Starscape and Kawaii and other stuff. I don't know if it had to make any sense, but yeah. Or do they randomly just generate the poems? I call that doing a haiku. It's not all like that, you know? You know, we need a way of showing that to everyone. That we don't just read books. Something that speaks to the creative minds. That's all the problem, though. Eh? What do you mean? Did it come up with the most fun thing ever? Where did it come in the first place if it's a literature event? So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? After they come, we can do things like speak to their creative minds. What's this? She's taking this very seriously. Very rarely from what I've seen from her so far. It's rare. Okay. That's a good point. In that case, you think food would do the trick? Win them over with food. It always works. Cupcakes? Alright. Good thinking. Natsuki, I would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, she didn't look at the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling as I drift off to sleep. In the end, she's still her usual self. But herein lies the reason I admire her. Unlike me, she'll be finding any motivation at all. She's part of minding things that make them come to life. But that's why I ended up learning her to get on my case about things. Oh my god, well, that really, okay. Open my eyes, sees her face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This is the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now you're in a club, you have less time for anime, you know? You need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. It was looking out for me, Sayori. It's what I do best. That's the problem. What about you? You're looking for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still sleeping every day, aren't you? This reminds me of Ko and Shorty a little bit. Wonder if they took reference to that. Not every day. It's not very convincing. Or this is just a standard anime trope. How many days this week have you gotten up on time? That's a secret. I knew it. Come on. Just get a benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, sir, it's written all over you. Eh? How's it written all over me? You're clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. Ah. I never figured this on the side of Shiori's hair. Trying to. Why would you? Okay. Man, you really need. Wow! Don't do that to people's hair. My God. It's really hard to get right. Well, you don't even. You don't even comb it. I won't fall for that. But there's more to. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. There are two places in your collar right there. But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. I wasn't going to tell you about it because I don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I don't really care about that. Hey, you meanie. You're going to keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Shiori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Eh? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. There is nothing wrong with this. This is basically. This is not a horror thing at all. This is fucking. This is a freaking dating sim. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird to have a friend who does these kinds of things. Eh? Don't say that. Make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this so hard to close? This thing ain't fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you're a button, you know that sooner or later doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Yep. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, look much better now, so... what if I was ready to see your blazer button up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Phew. That's so much better. If I keep that button, I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, he wouldn't let you do he wouldn't let you do this to me. Well, that's true. You take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. Basically, what she's telling us is that she wants to be our girlfriend. I can read between the lines here. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Eh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Anyway, just focus on waking up, trying to wake up a bit earlier. Well, you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine. It's just a trade-off. I guess we really are better taking care of each other than we are taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? Means you can wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Seordi. But I was joking that time. It's possible to tell with you sometimes. This scene's going on a bit far too long. Uh-oh. Yeah! Time to share the poems! Let's do this. I can't wait to... Yeah, okay. I can't wait to see what mine says anyway. Yes, same. By the way, do you remember write a poem last night? You damn right I did. Yeah? My relaxation ends. Can we agree to do something so embarrassing? Couldn't find much inspiration. I've never done this before. Well, everyone's ready. Why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! This'll be good. Oh my goodness! Is this what? Huh? I love it! You're lying to me. It's okay for you to lie. She's lying. I'm not a good writer at all. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Got no idea what I like either. Oh, thanks for the proper non-encouragement. I'm sure your opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you won't like it just because I wrote it? Huh? I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, that's not just a poem. It's a sky poem. And that makes it extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. The randomness. You're so weird. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. Just remember that I'm really part of the club now. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that's been yeah, that. See? Like I said before, deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things out for other people. Something only real good people do. Thanks, Shiori. I'm not sure Shiori sees the full picture of my motive here. And again, I think she's part of the reason I joined. Look how much this means to her and all. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'd be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Yeah, my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glowed through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleep from my eyes. If you to come out and play, or trust me to wish her on a rainy day. I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. With you I can sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That's a good way to end it. Shiori? This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No? Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last... Actually, that's... not... bad? I guess? Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or... how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. You know you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing with it about it then. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Was it? Monica's the best. Yeah. This time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Oh, this'll be good. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me, Prince. It's not like I said it was bad. It didn't evoke any emotions. But I think it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. I think mine's better. Yeah. Told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why was you convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be so sophisticated and stuff. People don't take my writing very seriously. This is the point of poems for people to express themselves. Your writing style won't make your messages be any less valid. Yes, exactly. I think it was easier to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Because everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing is about simple writing, puts more weight into the wordplay. Like I said, if I rhyme at the end, just make it fall flat on purpose. How's I bring out the feeling in the last line? So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. As that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. The youngest one here? Yeah, I guess. Oh. I guess she means, like, the newest member. I don't really care about how old everyone is, but she has, like, she's feeling proud that I won't take it away from her. She don't like it. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. That's how bad it was. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it is that bad. No. Didn't change my voice. I'm so sorry. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. There are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Having been to that myself, I kind of want to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize as new writers is that the term is very deliberate. In other words, I just picked random words. It was that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Your friends are turn of thought, and her demeanor totally changes. Her stamina is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Well, I need to learn from her then. Of course, that's something you can be blamed for. Sort of different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Well, just see how good yours is then. If mine's so bad, which I can totally see why it would be. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning, for example, trying new things. Hope everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. This is getting a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I should be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure she should apologize to herself or to me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'll share my thought process behind it. She smiles dreamily. That's a rare opportunity for her. Put yourself was kind of funny. After all, it's supposed to be the literature club. Oh my god. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last is to be replaced by the sickening but blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calms breathing air of present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I don't get it. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. It took you a long time to read. Ah, I'll try to understand it. I don't read script very often. I just think your handwriting is very pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it was short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. Have you seen the other girls? I used to write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. This is the first time sharing. I'll write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? I guess that means yes. Hey, stories about a ghost at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. I suppose you ought to glance over it after all. But remember, poets also share their thoughts, feelings, and expressions in their work. They do more than tell a simple story, or paint a picture. In this case, the subject of the poem is only symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in a past reigning place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. It's a lot more solid putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. It makes me happy that you think that. Just remember, it won't be long if we pick up on these things too. Maybe you're right. I'll have to keep trying then. I'm counting on you. Hi. Having a good time so far? Kind of? Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, any suggestions for the club? Like new to everything we can do better. I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? Yeah, but mine's pretty bad. I mean, I basically said that starscapes are kawaii and shit. I like this one. What? Okay. Is that so? You and Sir really are good friends, right? I'll be surprised if you had those sort of things in common. Well, we're good friends, but we are actually pretty different. That may be the case. There are some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it's like two of you really do care about each other's well-being. Maybe show it different ways. It's a bit more similar than you would think. I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Sure, not reading into it too much. I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. In any case, her name has a sort of gentle feel to it. I feel she likes exploring with emotions and like happiness and sadness. Who knew so happy or enjoyed things too that are sad? Yeah, totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. You should be afraid to experiment a bit either. Can we just read your poem now? Because I just want to, you know. Obviously, you try new things. The best way to find out what kind of style suits you. Maybe else may be a little bit more biased towards their own kind of styles. Once we find out what suits you most. Don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. So don't get to worry about impressing them or anything. Okay. Yeah, let's read her poem. You have to sound confident. Well, because you are the president, you know. Let's read it. Okay. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction, the spark. That sparkle or spackle? Spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a... Is this you basically talking about your house being vandalized? I'm sorry, hang on, what? I don't get this. What? I am so confused about her poem. No, I wouldn't say it's my first one. I've played a couple. I just heard things about this one, and I was like, you know, best to give it a shot. I know nothing about the story or anything, because people were like, oh, you should play it. So I'm like, okay. So, but no, it's not the first one. I'm still trying to get over her poem. A hole was put in her house. So was it vandal? So did someone just like make it? They punch a hole through the wall? They throw something at the wall? What did they do? I am so confused. What is this? A lot of poets have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. How about you make things more clear for me? I still think someone... Okay. Okay, wait, what will be the inspiration behind this one? I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Something like that. Kind of never stuck. Kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Wait, what? Here's Veronica's writing tip of the day. When writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. Try sort of make it perfect, never make any progress. So just write whatever you want to. Got it. That's kind of how I did the first poem. Just picked random words. Yeah, there's a lot of visual novel games that are out there. I got a few. I got a few like on Switch that I haven't touched yet. That I need to take a look at. But I know they're very popular from a game. Just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Jeez. Next time I'll think about a better poem to write than just random words. Because I can't say that a starscape is kawaii anymore. I mean, I could. Since 1988, that's very good. I'm pretty sure you have a big collection now, especially with them getting more and more popular lately. There's like some new ones coming out almost every week, whether it's on Steam or I know the PlayStation's gotten some, Switch gets some, Xbox gets some now. It's crazy how popular they've gotten. It's been like a recent boom of them lately. I like the ones that have like multiple choices that go to multiple endings. I like those. Her eyebrows burrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Why don't you like to read manga, Natsuki? I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Yeah, humans can try. That's the only thing I remember from hers is that people can try, but that's about it. That's the last two words. I was clear about the feeling of giving up. Why? Why would you write about that? It's so bad. Terrible. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something. Blah. Blah. Trying to say something nice. Eh? You gotta come that. I was gonna come with something. Yeah, I do sometimes. Shit. Oh, you're also a YouTuber? Yeah, I've been doing it for a good while now. I took a break, but decided to just I do it mainly for fun. I bet if she wrote a manga, she probably would actually, you know, do better. I do have a couple of suggestions. Yeah, tell the tsundere what kind of suggestions that you have for her, would you? Which people did, by the way. She already liked it. Sky. We lied to you in order to protect ourselves. Based on that, I gotta have you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. But you offer. It's been a long time since my writing style. I appreciate. Wow, this girl, she could be. Okay, she's dead set in her ways, like. Even told me he was impressed by it. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Huh? That's not what I... You're just... It was just that Sky appreciated my advice more than he appreciated yours. Are these two girls fighting over me? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I'd literally go out of my way to make sure I did everything overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I was the one whose booth basically grew bigger as soon as Sky started showing up. What? That's not how that works! Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me. It turns out I was standing there. Trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. She can get over there. Oh my god. Don't tell me I got to choose, right? Do I have to choose? Because I wouldn't know, because you don't choose between girls. Especially ones that are this crazy, okay? Personally, I think you actually can express words without actually, like, going so deep. I feel like if you do that, it just makes you sound like... Wait a minute. How do I save this? Oh. Start button. There we go. Oh, this is gonna suck, isn't it? Help me! We were not going to win this. We were not going to win this no matter what. No matter who we picked, we weren't going to win this conversation. So we just decided just to, even though I had to pick somebody, we still told them off. All three. So it didn't matter. Oh, okay, never mind. Wow, who would have thought that a boy coming in would ruin this entire club? This is, women. Can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. Don't worry. And as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, you're too kind. I just chose the one that was not acting like an ass. Because I think both of them are at fault here, but the game maybe picked somebody. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. What are you talking about? What thing did she say? Never mind that. I want to go make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's about time for us to leave. How do you feel about sharing your poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'll say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. How about you? Yeah, I say the same. Anything to talk about with everyone? Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Oh, time to pick some random words again. We'll try even better. I think to myself, I do a little bit more about the quotes everyone likes. And it let me think I can do at least a better job impressing those who I want to impress. Wait, what? Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Shiori. About what happened today? Huh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. It's really the first time I've seen a fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I still rather make good friends with you. You know, so I think I spend time with you in the club. At least you get along with everyone, so it makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Everything's gonna be so much fun. Let's see what the future holds, Sayori. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Oh my god. I'm gonna write one that's gonna be, very emo. I'm picking all the most emo stuff I can find. I don't know what this word means. I'll pick it. Effugent. No idea what that word means. Vivacious! Melancholy vivacious. Existence. What was that? Oh, that was an achievement. That kind of scared me there for a second. I heard a boom, but I didn't hear the notification. Oh, hi, Cherry. What's up? How are you doing, ma'am? Oh, Lord, he's streaming. I have no idea what I just wrote. Oh, you just got off work? Are you at home or are you just in the car? I would ask if you're driving, but I know that you're not driving. Pretty sure your brother's probably got you. Oh, you walked? In this cold? I mean, it's pretty cold in here, so I'd imagine. Ah, I see. He's been doing that a lot lately. Might need to have an intervention with him. Wait, okay. How did that achievement? What did I actually... That's not what I wanted to do. Game. Okay, I didn't get that achievement. Okay. Start a new game. Did not get that one. Alright, so how did I get the other... Like, what did the other one give me? Spend enough time doing the poem minigame for the music to loop. That's a weird achievement. Weird. Okay. Hi. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just not used to being in the club, that's all. I see. It's a pretty simple thing for you to get into a good mood. I get to start with simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you call me for me to buy a snack? No thanks. Huh? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. I want to take a look at your purse, Sayori. Huh? Why there all of a sudden? No reason really. I just wanted to take a look at it. Why? Oh, I get it, because she has no money! You bitch! You wanted me to buy the snack for you! Some of these bitches can't be trusted. I knew it. I can see right through you. That's not fair. How'd you even know? It's simple. You had the money in the first place. You would have brought that before they come into the club room. So you're either not hungry, or you need to take a walk. No, she's hungry. Trust me. Are you planning to at least forget you spent all your money? So I would lend you some. There's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so there's only one more option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Eh? Oh, the scary one's here. Her face in her book as always. And you're an eavesdropper too. Nice. I just something in my book. No, it was not. Yurdy. So it's gonna let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that. Besides, you should only buy you could possibly afford. Yes, Mom. And for a good deployment or something like that, something is fair beyond retribution. Fair enough. Wait, not beyond. Enough retribution. Did I just I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed in my book. You can't just go back into your book and blame it on that. I like you speaking your mind, Yuri. It's really happened much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. There's something bad, and I had to accept the revolution. Accept the revolution? Did they proofread this? Oh. Never mind, that makes sense. She's supposed to be... I'm thinking far too much into this. And then I realized I'm dealing with someone who wanted to use my money to buy food. And weren't even dating. I could be nice and say yes, but no. I need that money for my own food. Those damn little Debbie cakes aren't going to pay for themselves, you know. Still coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside of all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. She knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys to be bringing me to the club before she told me. She's the best girl. See, like I said, I don't know anything. I'm totally blind. I only know like a few memes. And it's only like the Just Monica meme. That's the only thing I know. But anything else, I do not know. I don't know any of the girls' personalities. I don't know nothing. Yeah, I know nothing. This is all brand new to me. Which is bad because I know that your brother wanted to watch me play this. And he's out drinking tonight. So joke's on him. You should text him and see what he says. You want to come more for the cupcakes? That's exactly right. So the trick Natsuki to make. You are a kanai. She's smarter than she looks, actually. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. This means that women are always like 500 moves ahead of men. It seems like. What the fuck? Who slapped her? A cookie? A giant cookie wrapped in plastic. She glances around. Is this a miracle? Because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. Oh. I was just gonna give it to you. I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It's totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. She hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. So good. And don't talk with your mouth full. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot just over one cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, where did I gave you that one? Fine. Well, what'd she get? Chocolate chip? What? Macadamia nut? What'd she get? Ah, jeez. I get it. Hey! Do you seriously just do that? Jeez, you're just such a kid sometimes. Ah, yeah, Natsuki definitely is the student today of this group. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Huh? Monica isn't here. Where is she anyway? Good question. Any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. Huh. It's a bit unusual. Maybe her house got vandalized again due to her poem. About a hole being in the wall. Of course she's okay. But has something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. Huh? You don't think she has a... Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. Hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Eh? Monica chose to come over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Ah, never mind that. Where'd you up anyway? Ah. Well, that's where today was study hall. I kind of lost track of time. So she slept in study hall. That makes no sense, though. We heard the bell ring at least. What's it hurt? I was practicing piano. In study hall? Piano? You play music as well, Monica. I don't, really. I kind of just started recently. I always wanted to learn to play piano. That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monica. That's... Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down. She smiles sweetly. Ah, I don't need pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I'm pressing a whole lot recently. I really have the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. Alright, let's read our poem somehow. Let's do it. Or not. Just run into the closet and go read your manga, I guess. Crap! She must be looking at her. Takes another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. That makes it hard to face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I murdered this since I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, maybe I wouldn't have noticed in the first place. I must be reading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, do you have two copies of the same book? Well, I suppose I saw something at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I had to buy two of them. Ah, I see. She just wants to get another book so she can talk to us about the book. I can read between the lines here. I'll definitely start reading it soon. And by soon, I mean in 3 weeks' time. I'm glad to hear. Once you start picking it up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... The book is titled Portrait of Makarov. It's almost like an icicle on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, about this this girl in high school who moves in with a long-lost younger sister. So as she does so, her life gets really strange. So she's talking about these people who escaped from the human experiment prison? What? And while her life's in danger, she desperately chooses who to trust? No matter what she does, she's restoring most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart? That's kind of dark, isn't it? Sounds like it's gonna be a nice story, but it turned dark in the middle of nowhere. She gently giggles all of a sudden. What the fuck? What kind of girl is this? You're not a fan of that sort of thing, are you? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. This girl, she is the kind that will stalk you and kill you in your sleep. I think she's secretly a yandere. I think. I'm totally guessing here, and I could be totally wrong. I totally forgot that Yuri's into those kind of things. She shows signs of from the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just those kind of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. Horrible things happen, not because she wants to be evil. They have their own goals, their own philosophy that they believe in. And suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, you had to be a knight, to be the naive one, for their one-sided morals interfere with their own villain's plans. What the fuck? I'm rambling. Yes! Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I wasn't interested or anything. Just confused. Mildly confused. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I think I should let you know they have this problem. I cannot read. I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts. I kind of forget to pay attention to people. No, that's not it. You just, you know, we'll work on your social skills a little bit. You'll be all right. Please stop me if I'm talking too much. Okay. I don't think you need to worry about that though. That means you're passionate about reading. Least I can do is listen. Don't say that to these people. They're all messed up in some formal way. You don't do that to them. You keep them at arm's length, far away, next to the wall, or the window, while you're at the door ready to go. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Shorogo said that you're looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. Five of us here, right? Why don't we just read the poems? Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. So that I don't want you to. So something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone? I see. If I distract you or anything, let me know. Alright. Yes, probably wise to keep at a distance. Like, I don't know much about this, like I said before, but I'm like, these girls make me very uncomfortable. These are the kind of girls that I'm like, why would I... It would definitely be hard for me to have a conversation with them. Sometimes I feel like the crazy ones are the one you need to watch out for. And I've dealt with crazy in real life, so trust me, I know crazy when I see it. These girls just scream crazy. Yuri does anyway. I can feel the pressure of my shoulder as I read. It's not a particular bad thing. What? That's right, you keep an eye on her, because she may pull out a knife or something. She's actually looking at her own book. I glance over. She's reading from my book instead. What? Sorry. I was just... You usually apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? Ah. I suppose so. She's wanted to read our own... She's wanted to read the book with us. Look at that. Here. This would be kind of awkward, wouldn't it? How would you read like this? Are you ready? No. Let me just back away. Huh? To turn the page. You don't. You know, they get distracted there for a second. I glance over her face again and our eyes meet. And I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not used to reading, right? No. I don't want to be patient. It takes you a bit longer. Probably the least I can do. Should've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. So I'm asking if I'm ready to turn the page. So she's a very fast reader then. Her eyes probably go like 100 words a second. Turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Who writes this? Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but I think it kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. You have to stick against all the things that she says and does. I'm kind of afraid that she should do something wrong. Not like I see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of your mannerisms. I see. But that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I mean in the bad way or anything. Did we? You're subconscious about that sort of thing. I guess what I meant is kind of cute. Oh my god. I mean, I can read pretty fast. It's just conveying it in words I got a problem with. Cause my brain moves faster than my mouth does. Happens a lot to me, to be honest. What are you saying all of a sudden? See, because by the time I even read all of this stuff that appears on the screen, like, or before I say it, I already have read it. Like, really fast. Okay, everyone. Yes, let's share the poems! I picked the, real dark and gothy and weird words this time, rather than just picking random stuff. Look, I'm gonna be emo this time. I don't know if that's gonna do anything, but it's much better than me saying that the landscape, or wait, that this space was kawaii. Yuri definitely this is the Fallout Boy. Jeez. Alright. I guess do some more reading tonight. We prefer only read it with you. Don't ask her that! Not too much of a preference either way. I guess I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read when you got your picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first two chapters in your own time. Poem time. Seniority first, as always. We're gonna go down in order. Oh! You liked the last one I did! Has some nice feelings in it. I'm glad. Still, though. Don't make... Oh, yeah, yes, I poem better. I guess you caught me. Such a little too of my own good. Don't try to be nice about it. If I'm doing a bad job, I'd rather just hear it. No. I still like this one, I promise. I want to know what yours is. Never, ever. Yeah, I guess so. What made you... Okay, yeah. What made yesterday's poem so better? Could I just randomly just select this stuff? I'm not good at figuring out poems are good or bad. Like, that explains it. I gotta just go by the heart. It makes me feel things. It must be a good poem. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Then why are you in this club? At least try giving it some thought. Oh, you wanna write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. I was thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Huh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll keep that in mind. Whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems? Wait. I like sad poems too sometimes. Sounds a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. Why do you always have to say things that make out with food? Like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? We call that bipolar. I can't see you making things something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most. Sometimes you let a raincoat over your head. If that bone could give the raincoat a little hug. And make a nice happy rainbow. Take a look, it's in a book. Sure, that's especially poetic. Huh? It is? Maybe I'm getting more better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks. I should go write that down then. Yeah, let's read a poem. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like lid of a cookie jar. Secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine. I'll rub them together like a bundle of kittens. I reach out my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tinkly. No time to waste. I put it in the bottle to keep it safe. I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle in the starlight to make amends. As my friends feel a certain way, down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Let's not think about that in context. Like exploring in a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow up dust off my bottle caps. Doesn't feel like time elapsed. Empty shelf could use some more. I first looked through my locked front door. Finally all done. Open up and come with my friends. And they come in such a hurry. They want my bottles that much? I heard I could pull them from the shelf one after another, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. Every time I let one go, share between the tile and between my feet. Happy thoughts, in shards, all over the floor. That's supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. All I hear is echo, 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 inside my head. Ma'am, you need help. Holy crap, exactly what I was thinking! Did you really write this? Of course I did. I tell you, I was going to write the best poem ever. Describe best. I heard something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot. It really touched my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe it's because I'm used to you being so cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good. You should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I've been to express myself in this way. It has me understand my own feelings a bit better. Writing's like magic. You get pretty passionate about this, huh? Hope you keep it up. Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Oh, God. The passion in your eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. I can be pessimistic, don't worry about that. Here, tsundere. I liked your last one better. Everyone did! I actually pick random stuff every now and then. I can tell you a little more daring with this one. We're not good enough for that yet. It fell flat. Thanks. Like my actual life. That may be true, but I just wanted to try something different. I'm still figuring all this out. I mean, I always like poems that aren't trying too hard. I think people try to sound fancy or more meaning. You're just using annoying, complicated language. Make it simple, cute, and to the point. Your head falls head over heels for his cryptic nonsense, especially right through that BS. Ha! Making me to look so hard, all this deep meaning, just an excuse to have no meaning at all. Holy shit. I guess that's one way to look at it. Everyone has their own opinion. My opinion is the best opinion. I think I'm gonna hate Natsuki. My opinion is the best, and it always will be the best. Anyway, here's my poem. Maybe you'll learn something. The first thing I see is Amy likes spiders. I already don't want to read this. You ever heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Ickly, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. Her singing my favorite love song. And she sang the chorus, my heart would pound. Rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Whatever hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders. And it's probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. What the fuck? Amy has lots of friends. Always he's talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. Whenever first starts like, blah. This girl. Doesn't matter if she likes if she has other hobbies. Doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. She's gross. It's gross. Doors better for spider lovers. I'm going to tell everyone. How was this better than what I wrote? I think you just hate Amy. It's been a bit longer than yesterday. Do you know a girl named Amy? Yesterday was way too short. I was just warming up. I really think that was the best I could do. Well, it certainly wasn't the worst. Well, it may actually be the worst. No, of course not. Anyway, that's just pretty straightforward in this poem. Yeah, you hate Amy, and you hate spiders. Something you can complain about complicated each of us. Much simple analogies. I worry about this girl. I really do. Anyone who gets the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. You know people like that? Of course, but everyone thinks doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I want it to be easy to relate to. Anyway, it's some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure. Something you're afraid if people find out, they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares about what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? Didn't you just write that in your poem? That you hate Amy because she likes spiders? And now you're saying, who cares? Apparently you do! Hang on, I gotta take me a drink. I'm getting way too into this because sometimes... Hang on. Okay. I think people need to really... You just said it again! Respect people for not liking things, but you write a poem that you don't like Amy because she likes spiders. Well, I guess you can respect somebody and not like them at the same time. Kind of. But still, makes no sense. I can relate to that at least. I'm sure a lot of people can too. So I do best after all. Confusing people. You definitely confuse me. Like, I don't even think you know what your own emotions are. I'm kind of scared to see where hers is going to end up being tomorrow, though. I really am scared where hers is going to end up being. Let's see what you've written for today. Oh, no. Do you like it? How'd you pick up on this so quickly? What are you talking about? I just became emo for like that one night. I showed you today's worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I'm going to try to give it more imagery. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine. Take your time. Yeah. Just being appreciated. How? All I did was write a poem. It probably sounds really stupid. Say something motivated by my writing. It just makes me really happy. Oh, so I get it. So in order to make her happy, we gotta be emo. Got it. Got it. You think they never shared your writing before? Really? I don't believe it. I'm away from myself. And besides, people just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Huh. Even your close friends? I wonder why. Anyway. Do you want to share the poem that you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night when I was slicing my bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the skirting of a raccoon outside my window. As I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an ordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of my bread. My subconscious fell out. Blah. What are the consequences? Whether that a raccoon is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. Yandere alert! The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, and urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. Alright, call the police. Let's check to make sure she ain't got a knife on her already. The same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. I imagine them projecting my emotions into the softly, newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken a liking to me and follows me because they've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. And every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Politovan conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. I am so confused. Did she kill the raccoon? I'm beginning to worry about this girl. Sorry, wrong mouse. I'm beginning to worry about this girl's mental state. A little more during this than yesterday's. I saw kitchen knife mentioned like 5 times in this poem. I can see that. It's a bit more metaphorical. The knife. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Use the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery, conveying emotions through them. Like the cutting knife. Yeah, it was figured at face value. I couldn't figure out what it was supposed to mean. Well, I think some different people can wait to their own way. I'm depressed the way it feels for me to indulge my more unusual hobbies. Like killing. It's those words I really force to keep to myself. Sometimes I enjoy writing them. That's funny. Didn't you also write something about that? I was going to be ridiculed for a strange interest. Eh? She did? Yeah. So why does it matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody? With a kitchen knife. She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way? Yeah. So it sounds like you have that in common. That's interesting. To be sure, the kind of person who make fun of my hobbies. That's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that. Don't worry, I have no reason to. Okay. Thank you for sharing it with me. After all, I embrace my own weirdness. I probably would hate myself. I'll be ranting a little bit now. I'm glad you're a good listener. Hi again! How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy to hear you applying yourself. We've been pretty cool with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. Have you read the poem about the kitchen knife yet? Very interesting. I want to share what you wrote for today. Sure, here you go. Alright. Great job. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I expected you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. You just made to keep everyone's expectations low, just like in real life. I always guess when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. I guess it worked anyway. You know that you're like this kind of writing, right? Writing is full of energy and symbolism. Unlike Shorty, who likes simple, direct words to describe happiness and sadness. He likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that effectively. But a lot of people to get something out of it just by feel. Or them deeply and analyze all the nuances. They should use their practice, which I assume Yuri has at this point. Never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and trying and learning new things. But anyway, you're going to read my poem now? I'm actually kind of terrified to read your poem. I like this way. I like the one that this way turned out. So I hope that you do too. All right, let's take a look. Save me, save me. Okay, sorry. All right. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony? What word is that? Of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing on a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. I don't get any of these poems. Natsuki seemed to be the most normal? Seemed more abstract than your last one. Monica going through it right now. Save her, load her. I don't understand it. Or load me. Well, yeah, that I don't know what's worse. Monica saying that in her poem, or Shiori saying fingers going deeper and deeper in hers. But yeah. It's the kind of thing I never really seen before, I guess. Kind of playing my own space with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to save space your words totally changed the mood of the poem. Almost like magic. There, I wrote those lines really short. Makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. Nice. See? It's not for me to just tell what that's about, though. Asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of feeling. I never felt like you were talking to me any with that. That was not a conversation. That's more like a plea. Well, it could be like a plea for help. I think all these girls are asking for help in some form or fashion. And not every poem was about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Oh god. A difficult decision, like reading your poems. But that happens if I get to save your game. You know, you might change your mind. That's something unexpected may happen. Huh? Wait, is this even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're done reading to us poems, right? I have something extra planned for today, so everyone can sit in the front of the room. Unintentional innuendos galore. Exactly. I think all these girls try to tell the main character something, just without actually telling them. This is about especially with Yuri, about wanting to cut him up and slice him up. This is about the festival. Well, sort of. Do we have to do something for the festival? It's not going to put together anything good in just a few days. We're not embarrassing ourselves with getting any new members. I think it's sort of mine as well. Just pull out your knife and force them to join us. I really do well with that last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We don't need any more than a few decorations. Joy's been working on posters. I've devised some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all. That's what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? What? Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Everyone's going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, for anyone else come up with recite poems too. As far as putting it all on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't putting up those posters up, did you? Well, I did. You really think it's a bad idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. I signed up for this, you know? There's no one going to be performing in front of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life just do something like that. Guys, no, Seordi. I understand where they're coming from. Remember, Natsuki and Yuri never shared their poems with anyone until just a few days ago. So I had to ask for them to put the poems out there for a whole group of people to see. God, I kind of overlooked that. I'm sorry. But we should give it our best still. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and put on a good performance, inspire others to do the same. Or more people who perform? I guess that makes sense. Expressing your feelings. Load me. Being intimate with yourself. Load me. Finding new horizons. Shut up, Sky. Stop making that joke. And having fun. That's right. So those are all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to make the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? You mean like cupcakes? You know, I know you do. I know we all do. I'll take standing in front of the room with 2 minutes for reciting a poem. Then, I know you could do it. I agree, I guess. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think it's sorry Monica really tried hard to get new members. These things we do something about a little bit. Well, maybe, but... Okay, fine. I have to get it over with. Alright. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? That's everyone! You're the best, Yuri! This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. Each of you choose a poem of yours. We're participating in front of each other. No way! The spiders! Monica! This is too sudden! If you have your own poem in front of the club, I expect to do it in front of strangers. Kinda got a point. Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to have everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Is that the one that we wrote, that we like read before? It may actually be, to be honest, Robbie. That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Yordi? I'll go next. Here's a fireball all of a sudden. This poem is called You Can Do It, Yuri. Oh, I thought that was the name of the poem. Okay. It's called The After Image of the Crimson Eye. What the fuck? Wait a minute. I don't know if that was the one that we wrote before. Or what? So we just clap for her, make her feel better for herself. Yay! Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri's down for the count. Okay. I guess I'm next then. This one's called My Meadow. I don't remember this one. Ah. Sorry, I giggled. What? Siori. This was a lot harder than I thought. How'd you guys do it so easily? Ah. Try to think of it like you were telling to other people. Just do what The Simpsons tells you. Think of everyone in their underwear. That sounds totally wrong, but it may help. Imagine you're saying it to yourself, like in front of a mirror, or in your own head. It's like, it's your poems, they'll come out the best that way. I see, I see. Oh no, he's... Okay then. Who's hot? Main character? Well, of course he is. It's serene and bittersweet. I did it! I read my poem out to everyone. Good job, Siori. Even Sky liked it. I guess that's a good sign. Oh, okay. Do you not know what I'm talking about here? I probably don't get the reference. I was just thinking that. So no, the Simpsons reference that I was talking about, it doesn't help Homer get through his speech. Because he just still stumbles through it. What does it even mean? It came out nicely, Coyote. That's where the poem really fits you nicely. I bet other poems don't work quite as well in that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, the poems use a gentle delivery that won't work out as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. That's, well... I've been practicing that kind of thing, actually. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. Oh, a SpongeBob reference? Sorry, I stopped watching Nickelodeon way before SpongeBob came out. I almost know nothing about SpongeBob. I know I'm a very uncultured person. I apologize. Feel free to hate me now. Next time we're going up against you. Going up against? We're gonna make you pick a poem and challenge you a little more. Like, I watched SpongeBob. I watched Nickelodeon back when they had stuff like Rocko's Modern Life, Cat Dog, Rugrats, things like that. Even like those little game shows they used to have. That was like, what was it? What Would You Do? They used to have Nickelodeon Guts. I used to watch that. Stuff like that back in the day. I didn't watch much of Nickelodeon after, I forgot when I stopped watching it. It was a while. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Humph. Let me go before him. I compared to you guys anyway. Yeah, you and your spider person. Might as well get it over with. Not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I have to go over what I wrote for today. Yeah, that's why. Boomer moment. But hey, I'll take Legends of the Hidden Temple on Nickelodeon before I take anything SpongeBob related. The only thing I know about SpongeBob is the video games he was in. That's all I know. And that he lives in a pineapple under the sea. I do know the theme song. That's fair. I mean, I know a little bit. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your confidence in your writing. That's something that I prove a little over time, though. Yeah, maybe. All right then. And then that just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. The poem is called. Why are y'all looking at me? Because you're presenting. Humph. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Jump around. Jump around. Good poem. It's no longer funny, but cringy? Wow. I guess that's what happens whenever, whenever a show goes for so long. That they just can't seem to, keep it going. Like, in my opinion, like, I watched The Simpsons recently, and The Simpsons isn't as good as it used to be. I feel like the show has run a bit too long. I mean, I'm not saying, like, keep the show in the show while it's hot, but it's like, once you realize that the show is getting bad and, like, it's beginning to tail off, maybe you should end it. That's just my opinion. And know how Nickelodeon is, like they're gonna milk SpongeBob till he's literally like a dried up sponge. Well, to be fair, they got to do something that keeps the kids. Yeah, that's right. It's hard to keep kids span of attention nowadays. Anybody's span of attention, to be honest. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. Better not maybe do that again. Well. Do you be prepared to do it in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people would be way easier. In front of a face I want for the other people. Well, which is just my friends? It's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. Because we get the way around for me. That's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, that would thank everyone for coming through. Might be hard, but I hope you have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you make a poem again practice for the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets. Let me know ahead of time which we'll be reciting. Jeez. I'll find some other poems to recite instead. That's fine too. This should be your own. Yeah, we can plagiarize. Heck yeah, we got the go ahead to plagiarize. Nice. Okay, everyone. That's it for today. With them TikTok and them Twitter. Especially the TikTok. And Instagram. They gotta take those selfies. Take a picture of what they're eating for today. Oh god, that's the thing I never understand. Why take a picture of what you're eating? Shut up, Scott. You've done it before. Yeah, okay. So the festival party tomorrow, they have to begin to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. All right. Ready to go? Yep. Look at you two. Always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. Must be a little nice, though. Well, it's okay. You don't have to say it. Whatever. Let's go already. Hey, Siordi. Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. Like, how we get to... I mean... Let's say that one day you were asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're gonna put me on the spot here? Well... It's the flex. Food gets everyone riled up. How dare you eat better than me? I'm eating Hot Pockets. You're sitting there eating steak and potatoes and shit. Yeah, I can see that. You don't want to see you hungry. Look at you. You eating baked potatoes with shrimp and steak. Look at what I got. Pepperoni pizza rolls. I win. Is it like a bad sight if you're hungry? So are you saying that you're not yourself when you're hungry? Yeah, you're not yourself when you're hungry. You know what that means. Grab a Snickers. Hashtag not sponsored. I don't mind Snickers sometimes, but if I had to cheat, but you know, Milky Ways are pretty good too, or as they call them over in Europe, Mars bars. I guess because Milky Way is like another trademark somewhere else over there. Here we go again. Let's see. What should I write this time? Let's start off with the old classic. Kawaii. Kawaii fireflies. Sparkle. They sparkle a disaster that is spinning fireworks. Fireworks that jump, that are hopeless, filled with death, and uncontrollable. It's a tragedy that's awesome and unstable, and it's fickle that my afterimage romances bunnies. I am such a good writer. And my philosophy is clumsy and tenacious. I am good at this game. One time I went with my mom and my grandma. We had errands to run. It was late. We just got pizza to eat that day. Pizza does sound good right now. A tragedy that's awesome and unstable. I love writing these poems. Oh man, the last one here again. Alright, I just walked into. We practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and not picking up piano. Maybe not determination. I guess passion. Remember that club when we here? It went for all of you. I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out with the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great. Huh? What are you playing about just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm talking about our part of the festival. It's a whole day of school. We get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. See, now you're speaking my language. It's a little bit like Sirori all of a sudden. Monica, usually I fried squid. Squid? I bet it's a pretty thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. I think that you don't like squid? I personally don't eat seafood, so... you of all people? I didn't say I didn't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. Can somebody explain to me what that actually means? Eh? That's not even say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Never mind. Focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine, fine. Your answer is as you're just yours anyway. Excuse me? Where is Shiori anyway? Oh, there you are. Hey, Shiori. Eh? You're spacing out again. Ah, sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Huh? Is everything alright? Of course! Why wouldn't it be? Salmon's a fish about how close to... Oh, yeah. If I eat anything fishy, it's gotta be fried shrimp, and it's gotta be a lot of ketchup on it. I just do not like the fishy taste at all. I can't stand it. The smell is kind of fine, but taste, nah. Can't do it. Can't do it. Hang on, am I sensing the strong stench of jealousy from Shiori here? What's up? Hey, it may sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Siordi recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe reading into it a bit too much, but she's a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I noticed anything about her. Maybe there's something on her mind. I'm surprised I'm the one asking you. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she never really liked this. She's not talking to me about things that bothered her. This time when I asked her, she's really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. She wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No. It's important to me, too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. That's of course we're making my club members, you know? Yeah, time for a little girl talk. Sometimes, that's all that has to work out. A person of interest? What do you mean by that? Everything on her mind is you. Me? How on earth did you come to that conclusion? Well, probably shouldn't say too much, but she talks about you more than anything else, you know? Huh? So much happened since you were bled to join the club. What? No way. She's always like that. Show's been full of sunshine and rainbows. Take a look, it's in a book. They're different now than it's always been. Do they still show Reading Rainbow, or has that been cancelled? You're so funny. He thought that maybe you're always seen her as so cheerful. Because that's how she is when she's around you. Ah, I said too much. I'm sorry, what do I know anyway? I mean to conclusions. Forget about what I just said. I'll try to talk to her, so don't think about it for now. Yeah, go do girl talk. Oh, we're being watched by the crazy chick. Watch out for the knife. I mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't do anything. But, till you want to be alone with your thoughts. Along with my thoughts? How you tell I was thinking like that? Well, I stalked you, you know? It's something I do a lot. So it was hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. Sorry if it caused you any concern. Don't apologize. Troubles are only a concern of those who willingly share that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in the keeping it to themselves. We prefer to share what's on your mind, I'd be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. I'm feeling a bit uneasy about Siordi. Siordi? Yeah, she's a little off today, but I asked her about it. She didn't want to admit it to me. I kept wondering if something happened to her. Oh? That's quite romantic. Huh? Sorry. I mean, they say something stupid. It's not that. I just don't want you to misunderstand. Certainly we've just been friends for a long time, that's all. Ah, I see. Perhaps it's easier for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings. Maybe I'm reading into it a bit too much. The world is full of meaning. Often hidden behind a deep enough plain sight. Although there are many untold mysteries about every person, or how well you may know them. Ah. There might be something behind it after all? Oh, damn it. You didn't hear that. That's me trying to take a breath in and hiccup at the same time. Yeah, so it's a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside, I always imagine those going on inside her head. She always feel like she knows what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today, too. I feel so concerned for her. In your case, she flew occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? Well, I guess that was the case. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess? You don't need to put it that way. You're just good friends, that's all. Who's texting me late at night? Sometimes, person mysteries are are even untold to themselves. And you, someone who's honest and caring, I could have finished that what? I could have finished you weren't there for you. What the fuck? That is, I think that she'll be a very fortunate person. Tell you if you feel that way about her, Yuri. You're giving me way too much credit here. I'm a pretty simple guy. I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. Not really as sophisticated as you are. That's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. Take it for what you will. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Well, as long as you're okay with it. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Okay, oh, it's poem time! Why don't we share our poems now? Before I knew it, everything is back to normal. This is your best one so far. It is really, really nice. Thanks? Mm-hmm. So, you've been a little bit quiet today. Is everything alright? Eh? Of course. Everything is fine. Maybe just a bit tired today. Do you want a nap or something? No, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see smiles on your face. Well, alright. Hey, I'm still a little surprised. I thought you tried writing a poem like the way Yuri does. Or even Natsuki. But in the end... Yeah? I guess you're the one who likes this the most. Why? You don't want to get close to anyone else? Wait. Of course... Wait. I read that wrong. Of course I do. Doesn't mean he tries hard to impress them. I still understand you most, Sayori. I know you have sometimes put up with me. I have to put up with you sometimes too. We have a wavelength. Or something. It is how the poem came out. Sometimes I feel like you're the only exciting thing in my life. What the fuck? This really is a visual novel love story. Sayori? No. I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this? What the fuck? If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much more easier. Sayori? I probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what would cheer you up. It's nothing. Just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smile to everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm not a child! I'm going home a bit early today. Can I read your poem at least? Tomorrow I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. This one's alright. Alright? Well, yeah. That doesn't blow me away. There's nothing I really don't hate about it. It's just really my style. I mean, that's fine. Come to think of it, it kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. Huh? You think so? Well, I guess you've been friends with her for a long time. You might be on the same wavelength. You know, she never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how could someone be so fluffy? Spend so much time with someone like Fluffy? Fluffy. Okay. That's how she's dragging around a dead weight. That's a little unnecessary, don't you think? So think of it this way. If it weren't for me, I should probably just fly away and let him go over a balloon. I think they would take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I'll show you my poem now. Oh, can't wait for this. I'll be your beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that they diminish your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place. A beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight. A sea that sparkles with brilliant light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought it had left long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand, bathe in sunbeams, and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea, and let me see you shine. Leave your memories in the footprint trail, set you free in my windy sail. And remember the reasons you're so wonderful, when you press your lips up to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that are you writing a song? Let me by your side, your own beach, your own escape. You'll learn to love yourself again. Hang on a second. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What's this button do? Hang on. Screenshot saved. I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna use this to see if it actually works in real life. I'll let you know how that goes. Yeah. Like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to write something about one of the last pages for once. Besides, the beach is awesome. Try to write down anything so negative about the beach. You should write about the beach first, and come up with the messages later. Yeah, well, look at what happened yesterday. I mean, after you we wrote kind of the same thing. She wanted to pick a topic I was supposed to write about it or whatever. Cool to see you're doing that too. Making us write about a simple topic. We're trying to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Sounds like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess it might end up being kind of metaphorical too. There's nothing wrong with that once in a while. At the very least, it was a good practice. Well done. You did your writing over the course of these few days. So my advice would have been helpful to you? Yeah, definitely. I'm glad. Should I writing like this? It's far more rewarding than I anticipated. I just remember to thank Monica. They all felt a little awkward at first. That's why everyone's sharing and writing their own stories. I can't really disagree. I'm afraid that this whole thing will be a chore. Scrub spent some personal time with all the girls in the club. It's been fun getting to know everyone in their writing. I guess I've done some writing myself. Well, have you heard anything about yourself, Sky? Well, you know, writing is a very personal way to get in touch with yourself. In the end, it doesn't matter if you're a good writer or a bad writer. In my opinion, they're just opinions, you know. As always, I believe what's most important is exploring and discovering yourself. That's comforting. I'm kind of disappointing in you. I'm kind of afraid of disappointing you in some way or another. So grab the knife! Eh? Why me? Well, you're all sophisticated with your writing and have the most advice to share. Is that so? That must be terrible. Huh? For me to pick up someone whose opinion is fearsome? How unlikable of me. That's bad you're making it sound in your head. I mean, I respect your opinion. I see. So I always come to these sort of conclusions. I'm just a little too used to it. Overthinking? Being disliked? Yuri. What am I saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's move on. Alright. You want to show your poem now? Okay. Here. The beach again! A marvel millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface. Under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss. But beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. Easiest world to get lost in, and where anything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet. But where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in? Or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same. Yet we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, or my toes squish into the sand. The salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is brittle. The breeze is gentle, yet powerful. I sink my toes to the ultimate boundary lines, tempted by the foamy tentacle. By the foamy tentacle. Let's not go there. The foamy tendrils. Turn back and abandon my peace to erode at the shore. Drift forward. I return to the earth forevermore. I'm worried that the beach is kind of anything to write about. I do my best to make a metaphorical approach to it. And that's Doki already told me about it. She did? She didn't say anything weird, did she? She's trying to write about the same topic again. I suppose I better compare the differences in our writing styles, our thought processes. Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise she wanted to write something like this. I just wanted to show off. I'm not particularly interested in her writing style. I just went with her request. But there's not too bad about something about so simple on occasion. It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to calm my thoughts once in a while. Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks for sharing. Hi. About where do you want to perform at the festival? Well, jeez, I have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure. Whatever you do, sure it'll turn out great. It'll be also made me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Sure. It's pretty good. It makes me think of Ciordi, like the other one that she wrote. Too like the dynamic duo. That's kind of exaggerating it. I'm Batman, though. Yeah, probably. You spend a lot of time with her, even in this club, don't you? The get up for being a little shy. I'm not shy. I'm just teasing. It takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone. But you're in a super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. You can talk to me every now and then too. I'm not like unapproachable or anything, am I? Oh no, nothing like that. I'm just so used to being here, that's all. Yeah, I'm sorry if I was putting a little pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that. No, don't worry. I get what you're saying. Well, alright. Anyway, I should have a poem with you now, alright? Alright. The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale of a lady who wanders Earth. A lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift of sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search for little hope. No lonely legends don't exist. For all has failed me, for others have turned away. The legend of all that remains, the last dim star glowing in the twilit sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall and fall even more. Gentle as a feather, I dry quill, expressionless. Renan catches me between the thumb and the forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything. Everett knows what I'm thinking. Before we can speak, she falls in a hollow voice. I find every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning. There is no purpose. We only see the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. This girl is weird. Looking for answers are sorts of things that give life meaning. Nothing is too. All these girls are weird. It's kind of on my mind, though. That's what I write about. I see. I put that much thought into it. Anyway, it's almost paradoxical. Because we have all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I noticed. Everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? If everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you know that better than anyone. You mean one-dimensional? Yeah, that! Anyway, it's Monica's writing tip of the day. Ever try your friending because you're afraid that it's not good? it can really dishearten to get a lukewarm response to put something you got something you put so much into. For other people who enjoy writing, sharing that becomes a lot more easier. Because of just telling that your writing is good, okay, or bad, don't want to focus more on everything that went into it and things you can work on. Much more encouraging that way, and it'll make you want to continue improving. Something like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's that time. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Or are we start figuring out? Hold on a second. It's just me. You say something strange right now. Huh? So this sounded a bit unusual. That's right. You have your usual catchphrase, we're just in the club. Catchphrase? I have a catchphrase. Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri is in the mood to it. Sending ears from common foreshadowing something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe. Look, the only different thing is that Yuri isn't here. Dude, you're right. She really sometimes like the mood a little bit, doesn't she? So everyone's balance is thrown off if she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to anyway? Well, she just went to pee. Now, so can you please show some decency? Oh, come on! She wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? Hope she's alright. Seriously? What about not to go home with her? We pretend that she's not feeling well? Supposed to be you two being all lovey-dovey. No! First of all, I'm misunderstanding that. And second, she's kind of ready to avoid me today, so I don't want to force it. Oh? That curious expression coming out of Yuri of all people? Calm down, guys. Talked to her earlier, everything's fine. What did she say? Anyway, yeah, just ignore that question! I already know what I'm doing. That's right. This we're making cupcakes. Might need a lot of them in different flavors. Can you handle all that by yourself? Challenge accepted. As for myself, we're printing and sending all the poetry pamphlets. So you'll be helping me design them. As for Yuri, you can, guys, can you come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No! That's not it at all. You're a sensitive person here, you know. Now that Doki's pouting too? Jeez, even I can tell now. I don't give her enough credit, but I can tell things are harder on you when she's not around. That may be the case. I can be a leader on my own, and I'm gonna grow up as a person. So Yuri, yeah, be a beautiful handwriting, you know. You made some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that, I love atmosphere. Your mind's already racing, I see. That's great. You'll be wonderful help, Yuri. Anyway, that just leaves you. The one who is truly useless. Don't say that. In fact, well, that's okay, Yuri. A pretty heavy task to handle. Probably a long way to give one of them a hand. You'll always help me out as well. I'll be really appreciative of that. Oh, gotta make another choice? So he already is best girl. We know who Cherry likes. Even slams on the table. Are you two fighting over me again? I like how Monica's just standing there in the middle of it, like not even saying a word. Oh, now she does. Let's set it down for a moment. It's up to him to decide how he wants to contribute. Besides, he hasn't got a chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said, I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying, though. Jeez. We just started this already. You're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you. Oh, jeez. How do I do this again? Hang on, time out. What button is that? What button did I mash again to save it before? Oh, there it is. The start button. Alright, I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Alright. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this the way that I always do things. Flipping a game case. I know I'm weird. I have a copy in my hand. An actual copy of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus on PS5. So I got all the cool stuff with it too. Like I got like the pins and all that stuff to go along with it. So which are still in here actually. Oh wait, I just noticed there's actually a thing in here. Oh, I just realized there's a card in here in the case from Metaverse Enterprise Solutions. Okay. Alright. So, one side it has a Monica on the cover. The other cover just explains that it's disturbing for children. So, somehow, we don't really have experienced anything disturbing yet other than girls being crazy over you and one having a knife in her hand by a raccoon. Alright. So we're going to go we're going to do 2 out of 3 between Natsuki and Yuri, and we're going to keep doing that, okay? This is going to take about a few minutes, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Alright, so Monica's side is Natsuki, and the other side is Yuri. Okay. Alright. Okay, so Yuri wins. She goes on to the next round. Now between Monica and Sayori. Monica, of course, is representing her own face. That makes sense. Sayori wins. Now it's between Yuri and Sayori. So Sayori's on the same side and Yuri's on Monica's side. Yes, I do this all the time, don't worry. Oh boy! It's 1-1. This is it. This determines who we go hang out with. And well, fair is fair. Yuri wins. Before Cherry gets mad. I did it fair. You probably heard the game hitting my hands. You can ask Mikey. I always flip game covers on things. I've done it on YouTube videos like all the time. At least Monica didn't win. I can confirm that. That's what I'm going to do. The sad thing is, I think this case is not the best, and it came like this too. I bought it from GameStop. Oh, Sky, why'd you buy the game on Xbox? You already got it on PS5. I don't know. Cause at least I have a physical copy of it. Hope you got it on Switch though. This girl can bake. Natsuki is feeling sour. Now she's got that salt, that delicious salt. This should be about it. Are you guys excited? That might not be the right word. I'm looking forward to it a little bit. You feel the same way? Me? I think you're saying we should see how it turned out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki? What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't do anything. No, it's not what I meant at all. I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Sky picked me. I didn't necessarily pick you. It was the luck of the draw that picked you. And also, cookies the best cupcakes I ever had. They really well with my tea. Nothing I can do ever prepare for that, so compare to that. I get it. I'm kind of surprised though. Why? I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. You're trying to chimney a ball all of a sudden. I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad. Start making a big deal out of nothing. I'm going to say this. Ready to bet that my cookies were the best part of the whole event. Ah, I believe you. Yeah. Hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, nothing more for today. I guess I'm supposed to head out. Alright, let's get out of here then. Huh? Sorry. I don't mean contacting you this weekend. Oh, you're right. Here, my Discord. I'll give you my phone number. I think that'd be the best way, yes. Alright then. Okay. Stop by your house on Sunday. Huh? My house? Is that a problem? No, not at all. I'll be the one going to your house, so I'm the one helping you. Suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I prefer going to your house. Alright. I guess it won't be a problem. Maybe it's manageable. Maybe it's useful in some way, or manage it at least. I'm as creative as you are. Don't underestimate yourself. I think we'll make a pretty productive team. If you didn't choose me because you felt bad or something. No, it was because of the game case flip. That's why. Wait. You don't actually think that, do you? I don't know. It's so difficult to recall any reason that you may have chose me. Forget the one reason with most common sense. So because that's what I want to do. But you're overthinking this. You want me to point out that you're overthinking, right? Huh? I didn't realize. I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? I believe you. We're looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am too. I can't believe this. You're gonna come to my house on Sunday? Oh no. It's already Sunday. It's already Sunday. Not yet. Sunday's tomorrow. Well, in about 30 minutes or so. That may be. Okay. But I'm going to call it here tonight before it gets too wacky. Because Cherrybo's got me all thinking, oh god, something's going to happen. So I'm going to end it tonight here, everyone. I want to thank everyone who came out tonight. And I haven't decided where we're going to do this, but I'll let everyone know. Some way or another. But it will continue here on the Twitchies. And on YouTube, we'll do something different. So. But, thank everyone who came out tonight. And, if you haven't followed, go ahead and do that. If you want to. I'm not going to force you or anything. But, thank you all for... I can't end this right. This is dumb. I cannot end things. But you all stay safe. I'll see you all next time. And enjoy the games.